Hello, we are in my car. I'm running errands today. I promise I usually like to have a setup, but I just wanted to get this video done already. This is going to be a shorter video because unless you have been living under a rock, most people have either read the movie... Unless... Most people have either watched the movie or read the book. If you are part of that 1% that is still holding out, hopefully this review changes your mind. Hello, my name is Jennifer. Welcome to the channel where I review one book at a time while giving you a spoiler-free review and a deeper discussion for friends who have read the book. Book review! We are going over Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling. I decided to reread this book after 10 years purely for sentimental reasons, just out of nostalgia and convenience. Due to COVID-19, Audible has released a series of free audiobooks online for kids to encourage young readers, and I decided to reread Harry Potter. Unfortunately, I don't think they have it online anymore. I'm very sorry. I read this book when I was in 6th grade. Now I am 24, graduated from college. Would I enjoy this book just as much as I did in middle school if I reread it now? Going into the novel, knowing that I will have biases and assumptions about this young adult children's book, was Harry Potter still a good read for me as an adult? Yes, it was. There's something about J.K. Rowling's tone of voice and her wording and phrasing that is simple enough to understand for a younger reader, but still very colorful and engaging and entertaining for an adult. This novel holds up so well. It is well-paced. Things are just non-stop for Harry Potter and the gang, and you are just always entertained. There's always something going on. I did not appreciate it as much when I was a kid, but as an adult, I found myself really admiring the structure of the story because Harry Potter is not only a fantasy, it's also a mystery novel. You are always going to be entertained by something. If you are not in an entertaining environment, there is some sort of situation or character that will hold your interest. I also really enjoyed the antagonists. As a kid, I don't really remember what my opinions were, but as an adult, I just loved to hate Malfoy. It's just he's so bratty and rotten and spoiled. It was just entertaining. He was so awful that it was comical. It got to the point where I just looked forward to the scenes where Malfoy would show up just because of how awful he was. I also enjoyed the Dursleys a lot more this time around. I think my impression of them as a kid was kind of like, don't really care. But as an adult, I don't know why, I just enjoyed how terrible they were. Hello, editor here. I'm cutting in from the future because I somehow managed to lose videos in the past. I was trying to talk about how much I liked the dynamic between Ron, Harry, and Hermione before they actually became friends. You actually get to see Harry and Ron have more conflicts with Hermione leading up to their friendship, and I thought that was really nice. I kind of forgot that that was even a thing. Hermione wasn't an attractive character to begin with. There's an actual progression and development to her. She was a snooty know-it-all who was very annoying and poked her nose into everybody's business. Then she became more of a helpful, well-intentioned person later on after she becomes friends with Ron and Hermione. Not to say that she wasn't to begin with, but it becomes easier to understand and more apparent once she becomes part of that dynamic. I really like that. It made the friendship a lot more dramatic. I could go on and on and on about all the great things about Harry Potter Book 1 and how much I loved it and had a great time, but I do want to cover some of my criticisms, and I'm not going to go too deep into it because I'm sure there are plenty of other better written, better edited videos out there about it, but this is just my opinion and I wanted to throw it out there. My first criticism is that Harry was a little bit too perfect. Yes, he did get in trouble, but it was more like a flaw that derived directly from his greatest strength. I just felt like him getting in trouble for being too brave and being too much of a good guy wasn't enough. It wasn't enough gray area for me in his character, and maybe I'm asking too much because he is just like a 10-year-old or something like that in book 1. Ooh, one more criticism. I really enjoyed the themes and the morals of the story. I just wish that it wasn't so on the nose, because throughout the novel, it's all about Harry proving himself, finding acceptance and fulfillment through his friendship with Ron and Hermione. It's also about courage, standing up to people, standing up for what you believe is right, and that's embodied definitely through Neville's character progression and his character arc. And even as an adult, reading through their adventures, I did get that warm, fuzzy feeling like, wow, it's about friendship, it's about teamwork, that is so great. But then at the end of the book, just to make sure that you understood that that's what the book was about, you have Dumbledore explaining, oh, extra points in Gryffindor because of courage and friendship and whatever. So, I guess I can't complain too much, because if you are a younger reader, maybe you need that extra spelling out for you. But as an adult, I kind of didn't need it. And also, I just have to stop and comment on how courageous Harry is. I don't know, it didn't hit me as hard in the movies, but when you're reading it in the book, towards the end, when he's trying to prevent Voldemort from getting I can't say it. Towards the end of the novel, when Harry's trying to prevent Voldemort from getting the Philosopher's Stone, he was truly ready to sacrifice himself. There were multiple times when he was giving Ron and Hermione instructions or permission to turn back. He was saying, look, I understand if you're not willing to sacrifice or to risk your lives for this, but I'm going. I know I need to stop him, because unless somebody stops him, it's all for nothing. For him to have that mentality as a little kid was just really amazing to read from an adult's perspective, because children are naturally selfish and self-centered creatures, not because they're bad, but because developmentally that's where they are at in life. So to be able to see a young character in an adventure novel make that kind of decision was really heartwarming. Hello, it's me again. You guessed it, I lost my outro video, so now I have to redo it in post. Thank you so much for watching through the whole video. I promise, next time you watch any of my videos, I will have a setup. I usually have a desk or table and cute stacks of books. Please leave a like if you liked anything at all about this video. Subscribe if you would like to for some weekly book reviews, and leave a comment down below for what you thought of my review, or if you have any book recommendations. See you next time. Bye. I also really liked Snape. I thought he was a cool... Oh my gosh, everybody likes Snape. What am I saying? Sound check. Sound check. Sound check. Entertaining and color... Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not gonna repeat that anymore. I said it better in the first take. Hello. I'm so awkward. Sound check. That reminds me, it's like from Rick and Morty. Little bits. Oh man. Okay, wrong franchise. I don't know how to finish my train of thought, apparently.